question I have for you, my sister, is that what are some of the misunderstandings of the Moorish history that our people really need to understand?
Wow, that's vast.
Just going on.
It's just so vast.
Right.
The main thing is people don't know anything about their nationality or birthright, or that they are a Moor. Or, well, let's start with what is a Moor. You know, that would be the first thing. It's like, what is a Moor? What is, you know, like, don't say all this stuff about more. I mean, it is the manifestation of the being into the flesh. The being who travels upon the waters of the earth, but first beginning in the waters of their mother's womb. See, when you look up the word Moor, that doesn't mean a noun. It's actually an action. So it means that we travel upon the 7 stages of development in the waters of the mother's womb. That's Mooring.
Look, if you want to read it, read Stanley Lane Poe's The Moors in Spain, written in 1887, or Alejandro Macaziza. Read his book in Spanish, The Moors in Spain, and said that even the bat was introduced by those Africans.
You know goddamn motion picture.
They got me looking for the artifacts till my heart collapse. I be running through the scene like I'm on a lap. The way we left them on the scene put us on a map. So I be all up on the scene looking hard for all the stolen Moorish artifacts, hun, like I'm Artemis. See, I be running through the scene like I'm on a mission. The way they left about the scene made it hard to miss them. See, I be all up on the scene looking for my shit like red flags and green sashes. We assassins, triple gold, my fist high like I'm Fallacy. Cause of cold, your men die, we everlasting. In the cold like Northgate, winter, Alaska. Killing the pastor, breaking it down my mind like a disaster. Ass whipping the bastard. If you don't represent the serpentine bloodline, more by bloodline, welcome to the front line. Baby, I want mine. I'm so impatient, I'm cutting up in the lunch line. I call it crunch time. They trying to punk some, but I ain't Noble time. I'm Noble Charlie. I'm working overtime. Hidden treaty, 1787 times 711, higher than 7 heavens. Steady, no guessing. Better stomach the lesson. Booby trapping the house. I'm home alone like Kevin. So step in. I'm here to make my case with law and rest it. I shouldn't taught the flies, no heads, necklace. I keep a peppermint on the top of the dresser. Working 7 days a year, looking for the stolen Moorish artifacts, hun, like I'm Artemis. See, I be running through the scene like I'm on a mission. The way they left about the scene made it hard to miss them. See, I be all up on the scene looking for my shit like.
Doctrine of discovery from a grey Balaksa. Always challenge jurisdiction of your captors. Stand on your square, no apron or protractors. Who manifest Hep Shep, something not Cleopatra. Man is man tantra, know that self mantra. Get out the lower self and vibrate your chakras. Walking on the higher road, my staff on my levels up Allah. If my God protected more with the 7s up. 4 quadrant halos, celestial pharaohs. Expose those Socrates and Plato's. Chopped down my cherry tree and still couldn't bury me. In their secret lodges, they pretend to be me. Indiana Jones, national treasures. Angels and demons and one world agendas. Razor blade smiles, alien, reptilian. Running corporate governments with warred civilians. Invisible wars, police state has risen. Uplifting, falling from their mental prisons. 5-point star drawn, vortex and wormholes. Leads to behind the backs of turncoats.
Stolen Moorish artifacts, hun, like I'm Artemis. See, I be running through the scene like I'm on a mission. The way they left about the scene made it hard to miss them. See, I be all up on the scene looking for my shit like.
But remember, when there came a time in 1506, Africans ruled Spain from 711. We were calling ourselves Moors, M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S. From 711 until 1485.
Tell everyone about Drew Ali, 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 tell everyone. Let the world know Drew Ali came. Brought a flag, religion, and free national name. Brought an ID card, don't flash at the hybrid. Learn about the righteous and when we were the pirates. Ancestral creed, clandestine heed. Warnings of the prophet, they can't intercede. Canaanite, Hittite, Amorite brethren needed new homes to Atlantis direction. North, south, and central, flag continental. Founder and uniting of the Moorish holy temple of science. Tell everyone about Drew Ali, 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 tell everyone. Let the world know Drew Ali came. Brought a flag, religion, and free national name. Brought an ID card, don't flash at the hybrid. Learn about the righteous and when we were the pirates. ancestral creed, clandestine heed, warnings of the prophet, they can't intercede. Canaanite, Hittite, Amorite brethren needing new homes to Atlantis direction. North, South, and Central, flag continental, founder and uniting of the Moorish holy temple of science. Nationality is alliance, always in defiance of their wardship compliance. Active, not passive, estate is massive. Use the compass, draw circles around your passions. Carpenter's tool in the man workshop. Corsica bandana, covered eyes in bird box. Return to ancestors' mind, descendants of ancients. Forget the mundane, knowledge attainments, guided by the principles, our own laws and customs. If they teach but don't bring up Drew Ali, don't trust them. Tell everyone about Drew Ali, 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 tell everyone. Tell everyone about Drew Ali, 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 tell everyone.
I told a Filipino woman about Drew Ali. We got more into the pedigree. She said she more. I said that meant more to me. Couldn't have this conversation a few years back when I was a few years black. 2,000 years I cried them tears, but I'm back. Still here, thought manifested from a higher tier. I appear spirit and flesh with divine warnings. Choose life or death. I heard my mother utter to the Negro, black or color, African American, and that's another. Moors, be yourself, no other. You're the last puzzle in place, now move others. Hatred, slander, lewdness, murders. The pleasure of the lower, rich in promise, so you can prevent effects from causes. Sow a seed planted, sow a seed groweth. Deep in the soil, with love, truth, peace, freedom and justice. Born on a Friday, I put that on Venus. Creative faith, Allah, use a genius. You sent your last prophet to uplift me, so I gotta tell everybody. Tell everyone about Drew Ali, 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 tell everyone. Tell everyone about Drew Ali, 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 tell everyone. That new bitch.
Tell them shit through numbers though. I don't like counting, man. Learn to the counting stuff. Ancestors, man.
Pro bono, publico, pro facto, pro indefenso. We that do things, tramp on top of B man. Sounds like an E flat. Quattro doors, ablaze with my circle. Involve my seat, ergo leans back. But not that high. I'm a B, but I'm not that fly. Bugging you, I'm not that kind. Look like a mean mug, what did I do? Try to relax, let your feet hover, fall off your path, let the leash suck ya. I didn't mean that, you said you needed intensive care. I got the weed pack, cop 10 bags of your head. You said you need that, with the tail, I dropped the whole steed. Giddy up, wasn't funny, what you call money? Bring the green back, but greed is always left intact. Papa, pro bono, et malo, pro indefenso, pro bono.
Progress need no promo. Brainwashed by TV programs. No, proclaim lower self, project higher than rockets. Profound like fork tongues in sockets. Protection lacking, project in a direction away from blacking or be lacking. In a zombie procession, most profession keep you from progressing. Denying due processing. Prosecutor wants no impropriate persona in full life for obia. Prodigal son, nautical, astronomical one. All pro, never implausible, cause probable. Proactive, not passive. Mind's captive, problem. Children angry and hyperactive. Needs more probiotic. Pro-black is pro-death. I'm pro-seeds and process. Pro-democracy, Moors keep me perplexed. Now hearing innocence, Kirkman Bay's Moors profess. Seating no Moors in the back with no protest. Spiritual work is in progress.
Speaking pro is best, a point I emphasize, no stress. Meaning attend to what is or is to be, what's not less. Communications and tests and verbally I express my progress and high probability for profit we opt to get. Opportunities that set our plots in check. To apply the domino effect, a story connects. More important than the past project, hence we document to step correct when we reflect. Plus self-respect to detect what's real and focus on growth. Just what it is and reduce the theme of this verse, so take note. I proactively promote the quotes that I wrote when enlightened. Stimulate Emulating my state to be one more great from inciting affirmations that heighten implementation and writing healthy reminders and setting the common minded to fighting, or more like a dance, the mental train. Know what I'm saying? Like Coach Nim said, it's all for the weak that complain.
Pro bono, publico, pro facto, pro indefensio.
Pro bono, progress need no promo. Brainwashed by TV programs, no.
Speaking pro is best, my progress project. I proactively promote the quotes that I wrote.
Tired of the heartaches, too many heartbreaks, high stakes, great measures. We got the leverage. F a court case, corporate ties got severed. I know your heart race. Put up your sevens with a straight face. Calm, no yelling, impropria personas a juris is what I tell them. Let the magistrate know I ain't buying what they selling. Better get your magic straight, I ain't falling for your spelling. Tired of the heartaches, too many heartbreaks, high stakes, great measures. We got the leverage. F a court case, corporate ties got severed. I know your heart race. Put up your sevens with a straight face. Calm, no yelling, impropria personas a juris is what I tell them. Let the magistrate know I ain't buying what they selling. Better get your magic straight, I ain't falling for your spelling. Heaven, or is this hell we in? As above, so below, everything dwells within. One chord, one flow, see the spiral spin. Let's expel them before the viral's in. It's cerebellum, a breeze Leviathan. Parabellum, play the violins. I try to tell him, but I ain't him. Stuck with this ultimatum, didn't have a choice, they made him. Wonder why they all hate him. Met him on their way to Salem, he was just collecting datum. She couldn't but tried to save him. Used to quote it all verbatim. Left the mundane and layman. Left the mundane and layman. Used to quote it all verbatim. She couldn't but tried to save him. He was just collecting datum. Met him on her way to Salem. Wonder why they all hate him. Didn't have a choice, they made him. Stuck with this ultimatum.
Firm like a fro, not the perm, I'm instinctive. Keep my rendition, I return, diagnose your condition. Gasp me for air, I say you missed it. You catching all your fire burn, but it ain't sizzling. I speak in its fruition. This the type of magic make you witness. A live born, miracle incision on your brain, it's a mystic. First I a spaceship, hovering the wasteness. I'm picking up my steps like the earth was busy shaking. I'm breaking these shoes in. Walk around, I'm clued in, it's spacious. This conscience is patience. Keep me on the level up, no faking, don't fake it. No hating if you really trying to make it. You only fall through the cracks with this rose screw breaking. See man, I'm sorta like a feature bit. A comparison I think not. Similarities are a slight shot. Close enough to claim plot. You fucked up the main spot and pillage just a claim shot. Can blame it on the op for the selling on the rock. Where they pawned all the pops and the block was hot, hot. They left all the scars I watched. I seen the parts they dropped. Right on the lawn I watched. My heart sore like the war I never saw. I'm trying to see the sun more on the yacht, but I'm forced to have to choose between the stars and the block. I'm protected to the beat, and my heart wanna stop, 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 stop.
Stuck with this ultimatum, didn't have a choice, they made him. Wonder why they all hate him. Met him on her way to Salem, he was just collecting datum. She couldn't but tried to save him. Used to quote it all verbatim. Left the mundane and layman. Left the mundane and layman. Used to quote it all verbatim. She couldn't but tried to save him. He was just collecting datum. Met him on her way to Salem. Wonder why they all hate him. Didn't have a choice, they made him. Stuck with this ultimatum. Stuck with this ultimatum. Didn't have a choice, they made him. Wonder why they all hate him. Met him on her way to Salem. He was just collecting datum. She couldn't but tried to save him. Used to quote it all verbatim. Left the mundane and layman. Left the mundane and layman. Used to quote it all verbatim. She couldn't but tried to save him. He was just collecting datum. Met him on her way to Salem. Wonder why they all hate him. Didn't have a choice, they made him. Stuck with this ultimatum.
Words coming from a Miami-Dade police officer. He said it to a driver during a traffic stop. 29-year-old Gerardson Nicholas was on his way to work when he was pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt. Nicholas says he feared for his life in that moment.
I can't stop thinking about it. Still today I can't.
The officer made the bold statement on June 15th. Let's show you how it all went down.
Going to jail today?
I'm going to work, man.
No, you're not going to work.
I'm going to work.
You're going to give me your driver's license. Give me your driver's license, registration, and insurance. If not, you will not be going to work today. Simple thing, man. This is how you guys get killed out here, man. Registration and insurance.
Say that again.
My God.
This happened on Northeast 159th Street at 18th Avenue around 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. The very real and raw video quickly going viral on social media. And Nicholas says he is still traumatized by that statement and the entire encounter.
I was on my way to work. I didn't do nothing to the officer. He was just target me because I'm black.
Miami-Dade police says they are aware of the video and are currently reviewing the body camera footage, saying, quote, the officer's patrol duty was changed to administrative desk duties pending a complete investigation of the traffic stop, the officer's comments and conduct.
This is how you guys get killed out here, man.
Those fearful words coming from a Miami-Dade police officer. He said it to a driver during a traffic stop. 29-year-old Gerardson Nicholas was on his way to work when he was pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt. Nicholas says he feared for his life in that moment.
I can't stop thinking about it. Still today I can't.
The officer made the bold statement on June 15th. Let's show you how it all went down.
Going to jail today?
I'm going to work, man.
No, you're not going to work.
I'm going to work.
You're going to give me your driver's license. Give me your driver's license, registration, and insurance. If not, you will not be going to work today. Simple thing, man. This is how you guys get killed out here, man. Registration and insurance.
Say that again.
My God.
This happened on Northeast 159th Street at 18th Avenue around 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. The very real and raw video quickly going viral on social media. And Nicholas says he is still traumatized by that statement and the entire encounter.
I was on my way to work. I didn't do nothing to the officer. He was just target me because I'm black.
So if he's black, if he's saying I'm black, and then all you've been hearing for the past how much ever years, black guys getting murdered by these people just because, right? Just because. So Highwayman is putting him on game right now. Nigga, just give up the stuff because we murder you people for nothing. Why you? It ain't like you weren't in error where you got your seatbelt. Where your seatbelt at? When you have the constitutional right, he doesn't have to wear a seatbelt. No, he got, I bet you he had them tags from the corporate state. If he has the tags from the corporate state, then you better be following the rules that these people give you because you got a license. You don't have the corporate tags and talking about why are they stopping me, they're targeting me. Well, why wouldn't he target you? You're black. That's how they do with black guys. Period. Highwayman was putting him on game. Dumbass, just give up your stuff. I could have murdered you right now, but I'm trying to put you on game. Because automatically, I already know if it was Moors, you know what I mean? Intelligent tone and all that stuff, called supervisor, and having no conversations with you or whatever like that, and you know, it's going to go however it goes. Because we're in a different status. We're not Negro black color. We're sundry free Moors. We have treaty relations. Because this is our land. This is how he should have been talking. If you're going to play don't wear a seatbelt and all that stuff and then get mad when they pull you over. Why are you mad? You weren't wearing the seatbelt. Why are you wearing a seatbelt? I don't have to. Well, okay, so you don't. Okay, so you have the corporate license and you have the corporate tags that say we're gonna give you this license and then you're gonna follow the rules and whatever like that. You did the tests and then you did the 3-point turn and all that stuff and fix the mirror when you get in and all that stuff to get your stuff. So you're under a contract that you're going to follow the rules of the stuff. Right? What's the first thing with black guy? Hey, black guy, give me your ID. I'm going to give you any ID. I got rights and all this stuff. No, you don't. Didn't you see the past years that they murdered people in the street who were black? Don't look at me. Just go check all the articles.
They say black man. Just go check all the articles. You gotta look to us. We're putting you on game just like Highwayman's putting him on game. Dumbass, if your license is good and everything's good, why wouldn't you just give up the stuff? What's the problem? What were you doing? First of all, you don't got the seatbelt on. Second of all, why are you all defensive and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Filming stuff and all that. What are you filming? What are you filming? Well, Highwayman said, this is how you guys get killed out here because you just don't give up the license. You want to talk BS. When I have a gun, you don't. The hell are you talking about? You asking questions. This guy has the gun, you don't. Why do you think those Moors were on the highway for 11 hours? What do you think they're out there for? We don't have a license. And we're Moors. Well, they got kidnapped and then they, whatever. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Didn't he get kidnapped? What's the difference? Difference is that he's free because he did it as black and admitted it, which means he's down with them. He's down with the program. And ignorance of the law is no excuse, so don't tell you any BS about he didn't know and all that stuff, because if you hear by his accent, he obviously isn't what you're looking at. You say black. Bet you has a nationality. Bet you. Bet you're going to find out, yeah, he has nationality. He wasn't dumb nigger or whatever like that, Atlanta or something. He came from somewhere else, but he looks just like a brother or whatever. Oh, you look just like a brother, but he has an accent. You don't have an accent from around here. But he doesn't want a nationality. He's Mustafa Hefni. He wants to be black guy. He's black. So they violated his rights. Of course they're going to violate your rights. Because if you're black, you have no rights. Let me tell you, man. Highwayman was putting him on game. Unfortunately, our people are going to look at this emotional and all that stuff, right? They already put him on death leave and all that. They ain't concerned. They're probably mad at him that he didn't pull the trigger. You know we get 50 million for the buy. Why didn't you just pull the trigger? You had a reason. But you're only being played because of all the people who told you that you're black and all that, and then didn't tell you the truth. And all the people who came and told you black. We're black people. And the more said black is a second-class citizen. And at this rate, if Highwayman's going to tell him this stuff, this is below second class. This is fifth, sixth class or something. This is not even second class. They're ward class. All they do is get their rights violated. Or they hire one of these people's attorney, sue them, get 20 million, lawyer takes half, and then they go spend that stuff right back to these same people who murdered their family members. Because the police chief who has to grow up and all that. Same police chief who was murdering your children for selling weed. Now they own the dispensary now. Same highwayman, same modern European who put your children in jail for dime bags of weed right now own dispensaries. And that's where you're going to spend your 10 million that you got from the suit when you sued these people. Lose 500 times instead of once. Play yourself. You don't hear nothing about white madness and all that BS. Forget all that BS. Forget all that. You get murdered out here because you're a dumbass. They're taking offense. He called me a dumbass. That's racist. He's not supposed to do that. He's an officer of the law and all this. They're not an officer of the law. They're mercenaries. Don't you see them murdering people in the street? What are you talking about? Officers and police and disciplinary action against the... What are you talking about? It's supposed to be military tribunal against these mercenaries. You're not police. You're not there to serve and protect you. We know highwaymen. We know police. And they know that we know the law and all that stuff. Never any highwayman that I know, any correction officer or whatever that I know say, oh yeah, you know you're wrong about that. You're wrong about that. None of them. You still see each other, greet each other, hey, how you doing? You know, what's going on in the community? He's still doing his, tournaments for the ball and all that stuff. He's a highwayman. He's not out here killing brothers and sisters, though. He got a badge and all that stuff. He's not out here being racist. If you didn't get the point, he's a European. If you didn't get the point yet. The modern European highwayman. Doing more stuff for the quote-unquote black community than the nigger highwayman. Don't tell me anything about colors and all that. Use your common sense. If everything's straight on the car, if everything's good, you got the license, you got the insurance, you got the registration, you got the tints perfect, the tires are perfect, engine's perfect, everything's cool. What are you arguing about? What are you pushing record and arguing about something? Oh, I didn't have a seatbelt on. Oh, what's that? What's that? Was that a little citation? $30 ticket? Going viral, trying to make some highwayman who's putting you on game seem like he was some racist or something like that. The hell out of here. People aren't black. How about that? How about you not taking offense to that? That this guy called you black. Put you right in the jurisdiction that you're complaining about. And then you're going with it. Yeah, they shouldn't have did that. Now you're in the jurisdiction, you big dummy. Now you're black. Now the stuff continues because you're making an emotional argument. That doesn't count. F your emotions. Give me the facts. I don't care about your emotions, how you feel about what happened. Well, look what happened with Rise of the Moors. We shouldn't be Moors. Get the hell out of here. Look what happened what? Look what happened what? 9 people are home. Well, how come they're not telling you about that part? People got released already and all that. Why are they not telling you about that? Didn't they tell you about that? They didn't tell you that paperwork for the court is getting filed with the court. The paperwork that they say that they want, the court says that they want. Paperwork gets submitted. Judge goes through the paperwork and said, denied. Denied? This is your guys' paperwork. How are you denying your own stuff? Because they don't deny like that. You think that's stopping Moors from being Moors? Because these people are doing criminal activity? And you keep talking about, the superior court of something when these people aren't even a court. These people aren't even a court. And you're giving them more honors than the Moors who were on the highway with the arms and no shots fired. No, they see that's why you Moors get killed out here and all that stuff, because you want to walk around with your arms, you're thinking that you own something or something like that. There was none of that. There was none of that. Y'all seen it. Y'all sat there and watched it just to see what's going to happen to the Moors and all that stuff, and then nothing happened, and look at you now. Still a dumb nigger. Look at you. You think some Moors got kidnapped, that means that we're not Moors or something. Some Moors got kidnapped. The Moors who got kidnapped are saying that they're Moors still. Well, what the hell what are you waiting for? The people who actually went through the BS that you're using against Moors to say, well, look, I'm not going to be a Moor. The terrorism that they went through as individuals, they're still saying that they're Moors. As criminal as an enterprise that they had to engage, called State of Massachusetts. The criminality, all the different tribunals that's been happened to show how corrupt these people are. You didn't give them honors. But the Moors who sacrifice even their life, even sacrificing their life for you, you don't even have honors for that. And you want to know why shit sucks with our people? Why wouldn't it suck? Look at what's taking place. Because of our people. Not because some white man or anything like that. Because our people. Because our people now want to realize that they've been played. You don't realize that they've been played. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and all the Moors worldwide. I'm just going to read this letter by Mili El, Supreme Grand Sheikh. That was to the heads of all temples. Islam. These are critical moments, and all Muslims are required to follow instructions. During the life of our Prophet, he told us many things, but there were many things that he said he couldn't tell, but we would know after a while. Since he passed, he left his son who will guide you. Now, of course, the Prophet's laws are all right, but there are plenty he couldn't write or put in book form. So someone had to tell you. Now, some are going to believe it and some are not. But now, let me say to you as a brother who loves Israel, please don't be hard-headed. In the adab last night, we were told not to eat meat, but to eat anything in the fish line with scales on it. That leaves out cat and eel. Eat fish and vegetables, etc., but no meat of any kind, or any strong drinks until further notice. Please don't do any of these things until you hear from the Grand Body. Peace, your brother in Islam. Emily L., Supreme Grand Sheikh. Brother Payne L., Supreme Business Manager. Dear Brother Payne L., in reading your letter to Brother Thompson L. a few minutes ago, and in view of the wishes of our Prophet as laid down in his laws to me by himself, I wish to call to your attention to the fact that it was his will that we hold the coming convention from 1929, beginning September 15th to the 20th of the same month. My objection is only that the date which was made by the prophet be considered as law with me, and remembering also that he said, as long as you do what I tell you, you will be all right. But when you fail to obey my orders, you will have trouble. Having talked the matter over with all the governors, I find them in favor of supporting the date of the convention as laid down by our prophet. Now, as business manager, I am asking you to give away to the time of the prophet's choice and arrange your dates accordingly, which begins September 15th to September 20th inclusive. This will also give them more time for preparation for the same. We must do all we can for peace, that a progressive advance may manifest itself in all of our actions. This done, all also is well. Trusting this meets your approval, I am your brother in Islam, Emiliel. March 11, 1929, from the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Brother Crombie Bey, the governor and chief head of the temple in Pittsburgh, Brother Charles Bey, governor and chief head of the temple in Cleveland, Ohio. These two brothers are empowered by the Prophet to investigate business, etc., of Temple Number 4 in Detroit, Michigan, because Lomax Bey has violated all divine laws of the Prophet, even before the Prophet's face, February 15, 1929. He claims that the Prophet has no more power and the finance from Detroit would be in his charge. He wouldn't send any to the Prophet. He yelled with a loud voice, "Look at me. I will guide you through." This is lawful and living evidence spoken before 1,500 people, and the Prophet was also present. I, the Prophet, declare his office vacant, and the same of Grand Governor just discharged. He can only be a member according to law because the Moorish Science Temple of America is a divine organization. Each temple is under supreme guidance of the Prophet. When man fails, after being placed head of the temple by the Prophet of obeying our divine laws and constitutions, he is a traitor and an enemy to the divine creed and unloyal to the national government, USA, to which the movement is to make men and women better citizens. From the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. September 30th. Emiliel, Chairman, 1930. September 26, 1930. Islam. Brother C. Kirkman Bey, this is to notify you that the above-named organization, Moorish Science Temple of America, in convention September 15th to 20th, rescinded by voting out the mistake made by the second annual convention of 1929. And in so doing, you hold your membership roll as when the Prophet was here, and we hope you will still cooperate with the organization under the 5 principles. We hope further that you will comply with this notice and govern yourself accordingly, as there is but one Supreme Grand Advisor in the Moorish Science Temple of America, that being Noble Drew Ali, and anyone else attempting to be, from now on, is assuming authority of himself and is liable to the penalties of the law. Peace. Moorish Science Temple of America, Noble Drew Ali, founder, Emiliel, chairman. So it's your own. Even when you get over here in the Moorish paradigm, know that you got to deal with the same sellouts that when you were black, you were dealing with the boule and whatever like that. The same stuff you got to deal with over here when you're in the Moorish paradigm. Because they played you. And look at our people's conditions, like we're saying. The brother who didn't get put on game. You want to make viral videos when you're in error. Because you're admitting you're black, which means you don't have rights. And if the international, because if stuff went viral, that means internationally people saw this. You think they're looking at again, another black guy again? That's how they're looking at it. Not looking at it like our people. Right? Absolute ignorance of what's going on. But then, Moore's going to put up these ones.
Music between the gypsies and African music is very delicious, you know, because it was funny. I was sharing this with Miles Davis. We're in the room and we were talking about this music and he goes, Spanish. And I said, well, man, it's Spanish because the Moors, they conquered Spain, you know, from Africa, Northern Africa. They crossed and then they went to Spain. And that's how you got the Spanish, the phrasing. Yes. For me, the fascination with music between the gypsies and African music is very delicious, you know, because it was funny. I was sharing this with Miles Davis. We're in the room and we were talking about this music and he goes, Spanish. And I said, well, man, it's Spanish because the Moors, they conquered Spain, you know, from Africa, Northern Africa. They crossed and then they went.
Carlos knows, Wycliffe knows, and Miles Davis knew, and aren't those? That's not some nobodies. That's some nobody. Like you say, Carlos Santana, he's pretty big, isn't he? Like he's pretty big. He's not midget. Right? Carlos Santana is somebody. Wycliffe, he's somebody, isn't he somebody? So they're sitting here talking about music and all that stuff, and the Moors are coming up, even in that realm. We're not talking, you know. It's not fiction. The black stuff, that's the fiction. If you have any of their albums and you could sing songs and all that stuff, jump on the guitar and start playing and all that stuff, you better know about the Moors. Because you're a master guy, just like everybody else, master teacher, they know about the Moors. They know about the Moors. Everybody knows, except the dumb Negroes in North America and the islands who want to play like they're everything except Moors. They want to do everything except have a nationality. Everybody else around them, as close as the people in South America, they know what's up, got nationality. They don't call themselves Negro and all that. What are they doing that for? Why are they calling themselves Negro for? They calling themselves Negro. They're not. They will absolutely deny being Negro. Because that doesn't identify people. Nationality identifies people. And everybody who speaks Spanish know who Moreno and Morena are. Everybody knows. There's no secret to them. But these dummies in the north, trying to wake them up is like putting a pair of pants on a horse. Right? Everybody knows what's up.
What do you see, or how do you judge some of your fellow leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Whitney Young and Roy Wilkins and others who are fighting for a different philosophy, so-called integration, instead of separation?
Well, I don't give much credit to no so-called Negro lost members of their nation preaching such doctrines as integration. We can't integrate with you and keep the respect of a nation, nor could you integrate with us and keep your respect for your own nation.
Why don't you just stop playing games with people? Now you're gonna go so far as say so-called Negro. Why don't you just say what you know? Why are you playing games? Why are you mentioning all this nation stuff? But you're not telling people their nationality. Where you get this idea of nation talk? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that we want to know where'd all this nation talk come from? Because it can't come from Nation of Islam, because you guys were founded as Temple of Islam, which isn't a nation. So no, don't tell me about you're a nation. What nation are you talking about when you say their nation, meaning the modern Europeans here, and our nation, and we shouldn't integrate with them? Where are you getting that from? Because you're an after 1930s guy. Aren't you an after 1930s guy? I'm pretty sure you're not a... I'm pretty sure I heard that before somewhere. Something like that the world may hear and know the truth, that among the descendants of Africa there is still much wisdom to be learned in these days for the redemption of the sons of men under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We, as a clean and pure nation, descended from the inhabitants of Africa, do not desire to amalgamate or marry into the families of the pale-skinned nations of Europe, neither serve the gods of their religion, because our forefathers are the true and divine founders of the first religious creed for the redemption and salvation of mankind on earth. Therefore, we are returning the church and Christianity back to the European nations as it was prepared by their forefathers for their earthly salvation. Noble Drew Ali. Doesn't that mean don't amalgamate? Don't integrate? So if Drew Ali's telling them don't integrate in 20s or whatever like that, and then 30s people are telling you about nations and integrate, but they're not mentioning Noble Drew Ali or the Moorish nation, then they're a sellout. And the theme with our people failing is it's always your own. It's always your own. And they're not even going to care when they sell you out. We have to address this again. We have to go back again, because people are confused. I don't know why they're confused. I know why they're confused, but you want to make sure you're clear. Make sure that you're clear.
Right? They talk and you give them money. Right? They don't give you anything to protect yourself, but you still pay them and you give them your fiat. Well, I give you stuff to protect with, and then I still can give you something back in return. You see? So yeah, that's where it all comes from, Nobles. That's where the jealousy and envy comes from, is because I really got 9 feathers. right? I'm the real one. They ain't gonna be able to play these games no more with the people because I'm here now. You see? So it's just like Elijah Muhammad said. You don't have to condemn a dirty glass. All you have to do is put a clean glass up beside it.
Now when Moors start quoting Elijah Muhammad instead of Noble Drew Ali, watch them people. When Moors start telling you the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and then they don't talk about the Honorable Noble Drew Ali, F these people. They're playing you. Right? Now let's analyze it. Let's really analyze it, right? The shirt says prank on it. Who's the dummy? Are you the dummy? Because the shirt says prank. Why does the shirt say prank and you're taking this stuff serious? What do you are you don't let me cuss you people out for being dumb. These people fall on their own sword. All the time they fall on their own sword and you still following these people. The guy's shirt that's selling you the Moorish American travel document shirt says prank on it. Do you want to get punched in the face or something? Why does his shirt say prank on it? And he's not lying. You know, he's the man. You have a picture of the prophet sitting on the car and all that stuff. It's him. And then you got the prank. You got the prank shirt and then you got the picture with him with the rapper guy car. Ben told you people, these people are sellout. MATD, House of Reawakening Minds, who promotes these people. Make sure she gets her cut of the playing you money. Because all these years and these people's address still goes back to a church registration for their business. And they're online telling you about reawakening minds. They're reawakening jack. They're taking your finance. Splitting up amongst each other. Just remember, guy's shirt says prank on it. Just remember, that's not what we say. He's wearing a shirt that says prank. Are you nuts?
You see? So, you know, you ain't got to condemn a dirty glass. Just put a clean glass up beside it. The dirty glass will condemn itself. I mean, you know, if there's a clean glass here and I just drop 1 grain of sand in it, would you drink it? No, you wouldn't. So over the frauds, right. They call me a fraud. They call the man that is producing this stuff, that has literally stopped babies from getting vaccinated with the MATD and stuff like that. They're calling me a fraud. Right? It's like, wow, man. You know?
What stopped babies from getting vaccinated when there was no baby vaccination? What are you talking about? There wasn't even no vaccines for children until probably 6 months or a year ago. You're making it sound like they've been pushing this thing of save the babies for forever or something like that. What babies they saved from getting the vaccine if babies can't take the vaccine? What are you talking about? This is the stuff? Oh yeah, don't forget the pranks written on the shirt. You're a dumbass. That's the problem. That's the problem. Because how you falling for this mess? And you don't realize that you falling for this BS is what's keeping your conditions in BS. You people really taking this serious, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing. Don't forget he has prank on the shirt. Just remember. Just remember he's wearing a shirt that says prank. Let's just check for you. Let's just check. Just because we don't want you to believe anything. We don't want you to believe anything. We don't want you to believe anything. It's different. Prank, noun. A ludicrous trick, played sometimes in malice, but often in sport. 1520s. A word of uncertain origin, perhaps related to the obsolete verb prank. Act ostentatiously. Ostentatiously. Show off. Also, to decorate, adorn in a showy manner. To decorate. To decorate.
Come on. I got people out here protecting themselves with bulletproof vests and stuff on, but I'm the fraud.
How are you protecting yourself with bulletproof vests if nobody's shooting at you? What are you talking about? Somebody's shooting at you that you need a bulletproof vest right now? Who's shooting at you that you need that right now? Or are you just trying to be like consulate people so you can look the part, so you can tell people $5,000 in order to help them not get their house foreclosed on? And then tell them $10 a class, $10 a class, and then $10 a class. But that was the $30 week. So then you call them back to tell them they owe them $20. Because we told you $10, but it really wasn't 10. It was actually 30 because that was the last week price. But the this week price, remember all these people are the same consulate people. The this week price is 20 notes. So because this week is 20 notes and last week was 10 notes, but we're telling you 10 notes on the 20 note week, you owe us $10. And then they call themselves Moorish American Consulate. And they call themselves consulate generals and they're playing you.
Right? That's what they're saying. You say you're not doing work if you don't have haters and parasites. Well, yeah, that's kind of true. Yep. It's just like that. You know? It's really something. I wish I would have saved you all the message that I had on my phone from Cujo Adwar L when he was trying to get the Moorish American travel document. Right? And just because I wouldn't make him his own special Moorish American travel document to be different than all of the other Moors, right? He got upset and started calling me a fraud.
Yeah, because we have the email right here. We have the email right here. When you gave me the travel document and you're showing me Bob Marley in it and Jimi Hendrix in it. And you're showing me Martin Luther and Coretta Scott King in it. And you're showing me Selena and Janet Jackson in it. That's why we wanted our own MATD. And our own MATD is the one that he has right now that he's selling to you because we said we wanted Drew Ali on every page in ours. And we want our seal on the front. We don't want your seal on the front. Why do you want your stuff on? Why do you want your seal on the front when we got our own seal? They're not going to tell you that part. They're not going to tell you that they had Selena and Janet Jackson. They're not going to tell you that they weren't even repping the Moorish American flag. They had their own flag that they made up. They had their own flag that they made up. They weren't using the red flag with a green 5-point star. And just so you have the receipt, there's the date right there, March 13th, 2020. March 13th, 2020. Right? So my response to them, so you have connections in China, and did they commission you to create this for Moors? How did you get in contact with them to do this passport? Is there a picture of Noble Drew Ali in the passport? All I see are unconscious Moors in it. And I know Moors that used it. I'm just seeking background info, who you are, as I never heard of you or seen you before, and who granted your authority to make these for Moors. I am at the East Gate, China, Mexam. I've personally used the MATD. Authority is in our blood. Don't need permission or recognition from anyone. Islam. Noble Sharif Nine Feathers Bey is a vizier of the Moorish American Consulate. He's also a member of the Supreme Judiciary. Yes, there is a photo of Noble Drew Ali. See attachment as reference. You raise some good questions, and everyone should always get background info on the person and product they are selling. This is what they're saying. Everyone should always get background info on the person and product they are selling. Now, these are Moors telling you about person. 2020? You're a Moor telling me Islam in acronym, and then you're still using person? We are only offering a service, as there is a need for Moors to have their own documents for travel. The Europeans don't have any authority to be issuing us travel or any instruments. Some Moors go to the extent of recontracting with them and placing their appellation on their dead corporate instruments. We are a body politic that got established on April 5th, 2018. We are not a tribe and welcome members to join irrespective of which tribe they affiliate with, as long as they are willing to contribute to our mission, which is to garner international support as we uplift our nation. We need the support of the people. The aim is to bring dry bones together. We pay honor to the prophet and those that came after him. It's a new day. Gotta move forward. Then they say they have a picture of Noble Drew Ali in here. Where's Noble Drew Ali at? Where's Noble Drew Ali in this? Why is Elijah Muhammad in my Moorish travel document? He's a traitor of Noble Drew Ali. Why would I want this traitor's face in my travel document? Is that the same consulate that Shalimar sold out to the FBI? And I know Consulate Moors, and I saw the email of him selling out everyone that was part of the consulate. That's why Jamal was investigated. Spoke to FBI myself. When I say who gave you the authority, I mean, where were you 2008 to 2017? I have never heard of you or any activity you have done. Have never heard any of my teachers mention you. For a Moor to just pop up like Shalimar did, make enormous claims, then turn over to the foreigners I'm going to ask questions. I have seen this happen many times since my involvement in the Moorish movement. The sellout is real. Matters not to me which passport, because a passport is a foreigner's instrument no matter who's issuing it. And I never had any issues with foreigners. And when I travel, I use the Canadian passport, fez on, all rights reserved, and my nationality card, and I'm able to travel. Another question is why so many unconscious Moors in the passport when there are enough pictures of Moorish-related imagery? You spoke of garner international support. So who supported you internationally to create this document? I don't think anyone can just create a passport. And it is used to travel internationally. You spoke or have relations with someone. So who is your international connection to create this document? For example, World Service Authority got their authority from DC. Moorish Orthodox Church got their authority from Order of the Moorish Sufis and Ahmadiyya movement. I find it hard to accept you used your own authority in China to create this document for Moors. Why are the colors on the passport same as China Corporation, not Moorish American colors? Still needing more clarity. And that picture is suspect, as the picture doesn't say that's Noble Drew Ali. Plus, there are pictures of Noble Drew Ali individually. Everyone else in the thing has individual pictures. And then they couldn't get a phone call, so I had to go on some WeChat, whatever, because where they are in China, they could only use this particular whatever. Finally got on the phone with them. Still didn't get any answers. And said, F this. Because these people are full of BS. And that was 2020. And now they got butterfly doors and all that. They got prank on the shirt. You taking these people serious? They got damn stuff by the box. By the box. They got MATDs by the box. They said themselves they're providing a service. Yeah. Masseuse provides a service. So does a strip club. So what are you not getting? You don't realize? You're blind, baby. You're blind to the facts still. Still. So we see Rod Hayes been studying Canaanland Moors, posting Kudrow's book and all that stuff, talking about black devils and all this. I thought Moors don't. Oh yeah, he's not a Moor. Oh no, oh yeah, but it doesn't matter what he calls himself and all that stuff. It doesn't matter what he calls himself. But just know that he's plugging Kudrow's book, which means he has to be studying over here. He has to be, he's not just, he has to check the stuff out. And we asked the question to all the whoever's out there, who claim that they're whatever, and Cujo's not, and I'm a mother effer and imposter and all that stuff. Could they show one of their 7 books that they wrote? You just want to qualify who they are. Especially Rod Hayes. Especially him. Because if you've been to the 5th dimension and knows Big Mama and all that stuff, you should at least have something out. You can't tell me that you're just talking with all this info. You can't just be talking. Nothing's documented? Nothing? Nothing documented? Only thing documented is you smoke Black and Miles. That's the only thing documented. That's the only thing we know. He's a Black and Mild guy. It's the only thing verified. Only thing verified. And then the only reference to anything that he says goes back to is QAnon. The hell it is. QAnon, whatever the hell that BS is. Just popped up out of nowhere too. All of a sudden. These people know something more than people who wrote books. What the hell are you talking about? Now you upload a video, that means you read books. That means they studied? Could they upload some images? Yeah. How you describe and you never wrote anything? Don't forget, prank on the shirt. All these are the same people. Good question. If you're so Thoth and all that stuff, and Thoth is the scribe, Rod Hayes, where's your books at? Where's your manuscripts from the Big Mama so people could get their stuff straight? Where's that at? Nothing? Nothing to show? You're the scribe? How the scribe ain't write any books? And how are you people, you dumb people out there, taking this guy serious? Guy just came yesterday. Guy's nobody. We've had a building for a decade. These people are in basements or something like that. They have their own stuff. At their cousins, friends, uncles, baby mom's house because they're... They don't have a life. Trying to convince you of something. They can't show you anything that they did in the real world. They're gonna do like Polite and Umar, go to somebody else's building, and Taharka go to somebody else's building, film themselves there when everybody leaves the shift or whatever like that. Everybody leaves the site, they go there, take pictures, talk about they're working on this for the Moors. And then you're dumbass sending them finance. You're sending them finance. And you send them all that finance. And these people never showed you jack. And we're out here with a building for 10 years. But the guy who did 5 years doing some stealing a house BS, you're going to go give him $5,000. Because he got the badge that he got from the China people. He got a badge that he got from the prank people. If he's buying the badges from the prank people, what's that tell you? If you bought your flag from Moorish American Travel Document, Moorish consulate people, and they're a prank, what the hell may that mean about you and what you just bought? You big dummy. What's that mean now? Now what? Now what? Rod Hayes is pushing Kudrow's book. There's no way that you're just gonna say, oh well, they have Masons on the cover and they're on the cover with Noble Drew Ali, so that means they're Masons. You're an idiot. Shut the hell up, idiot. We're demanding, we're challenging all these whoever's online that are claiming that they're whatever. They're the ones that's gonna be doing something for our people. Ask them where their books at. Tell them put 3 books on the record that they wrote. Fine, one book. Fine, not even a book. Find me an article in a newspaper or something that you wrote. Find me an essay that you wrote. Something. These can't be the ones you're saying is for your salvation when they have produced nothing to show you. Nothing to show you? Zero? All these years, Pastor G studying with Taj Creek Bay, she ain't wrote no book yet. How much books Ras Mariah Bay got? How much books Annie Edel have? How much writs they have? How much writs have they written? How many writs have they written? If these people can't produce for you, what they've done, they're probably a fraud. If they have nothing to show, they can't show you a library that they have, that they're pulling books off of to read to you or whatever. They're just talking. They're just in the screen just talking. Yeah, they're just talking. They're not giving you any references at all. Nothing. And you don't get why everything's messed up. Or are they playing you? And if they're playing you, you're in trouble. Because the boat's already left the dock. So I don't know what the hell you're going to do. You better start kicking or something. Because the boat has left the dock. And you're in trouble. So FOH to everybody on House of Reawakening Minds and everybody who supports them. F you too if you support them. And don't support us. We've been here for years before these people. But you like to dick ride. So you're going to go jump over there and listen to House of Reawakening Minds when that's a church. And you're talking about you're against some Christianity. Get the hell out of here. Honors to all you traitors who support over there and never support the real ones. And honors to all the Moors who keep it real. Who keep it sincere and honest. Honors to all the Moors who prefer Moors. Honors to all the Moors who, when someone in adversity, they didn't tell them 300 an hour. Honors to all the Moors who wrote a writ. Honors to all the Moors who did more than that in writing. Honors to all the Moors who show references when they go live. And they don't just talk and tell people BS about them battling AI and all that stuff. You battling AI, you didn't record anything? Nothing? You can't even play us the audio? Couldn't put the stuff in your pocket while you were battling AI so we could hear this battle? Nothing? People are full of crap. Honors to all the Moors who study. Whew. Honors to all you Moors. Honors to all the Moors who study. Study. Honors to all the Moors who woke up with a book on their face. Honors to all the Moors who turned that night and you rolled on the book, the edge got you in the ribs. Honors to all you Moors. The corner of the book jab you in the ribs, Moors. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to all the mothers. Give thanks to all the mothers for giving us life. And of course, honors. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to the Prophet. Noble Drew Ali is the man. He's always going to be the man. No one is going to take him off his pedestal. No one. Because the work that he did, no one has matched it yet. No one has even come close to matching what Drew Ali did. No one in our time. They got the finance. They could do it tomorrow if they want to. But they ain't about, redeeming our people. They're about their ego selves. That's all they're about. They're not about their own. They're about being on some European list of who made $1 billion. So that's what they're concerned about. So honors to the Prophet for being just being a good brother. Like just having a thought of Allah and running with it. And doing that, saving the nation. We just give honors. Just give mad honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. And once again, FOH to House of Ram and everything over there. And anybody else who's been playing games, More Science Temple of America singing hymns, FOH to them. FOH to people buying nationality, whatever, from China, buying Moroccan flags from China through some consulate, FBI front, Moorish consulate crap. FOH to you if you support them. FOH to anybody who support the package sellers and talk about they got it because it cost $1,500. FOH to all those package seller people. Whether they call themselves Moors or indigenous, Indian, whatever. They know who they are. And the biggest FOH to all the colonists who should just go to hell home. Just go to hell home. Stop the dumb stuff. If you're going to be here, then give honors to the Moors, because you already know what's up. Stop the dumb stuff. Stop the label branding stuff. Exactly. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Much love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to you and to your everybody that you know that you love dearly. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Islam.